Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, as well as Chancellor of University of Kashmir, Sri Manoj Sinha, Chief Secretary Sri Arun Kumar Mehta, Vice Chancellor Professor Talat Ahmed, Registrar Dr. Nisar Ahmed Mir, students, faculty and other staff members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. May I speak a few words in Kashmiri? मैं सपस खुशी ताई मिलित. Friends, I am delighted to be among you all today in this land of great historical and cultural significance. It has been called Resi Waar, or the land of saints, and has always attracted spiritual seekers from far and wide. I feel blessed in standing on this land, which is not only reservoir of wisdom, but also endowed with unparalleled natural beauty. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I would like to congratulate the young students of the University of Kashmir who are being conferred with their respective degrees in this convocation. Post-e Mubarak. I have been told that close to 3 lakh students are receiving degrees today. I am impressed by the numbers. With more than 2.5 lakh bachelors and more than 1,000 doctorates over the past 8 years, the university has made remarkable progress. I would like to tell each of you that your quest for learning and your faith in knowledge as an agent of change are really inspiring. The credit for this also goes to the teachers and administrators of the University of Kashmir. These achievements are not surprising because Kashmir has always been known as Sharda Desh, after the illustrious Sharda Peeth, which was a famous center of learning in ancient times. Equally inspiring is the success of female students. Just about half the students receiving degrees today are women. Not only that, when it comes to gold medals, I am told 70% of the winners are women. It is not just a matter of satisfaction, but also pride for all of us that our daughters are ready to perform at the same level as our sons and sometimes even better. It is this belief in equality and capabilities that needs to be nurtured among all women so that we can successfully build a new India, an India which is at the forefront of the Comity of Nations. Building our human resources and infrastructure are the stepping stones to this higher ideal. Ladies and gentlemen, the cornerstone, as you know, is the first stone set while building the foundation. Education in that sense is the cornerstone in the foundation of our nation building. India has always prided itself in placing knowledge above all. We had great traditions in learning, and Kashmir too has been home to some of them. A need was felt to align modern education with our rich heritage in such a way that it would help us respond better to the challenges of the 21st century. With that vision, a new national education policy was announced last year. I had the opportunity to discuss the subject with the governors of all states, lieutenant governors of union territories, and vice chancellors of central universities in virtual mode. I also addressed a conference on implementation of national education policy in Jammu and Kashmir in virtual mode last September, which was referred to by Honorable Lieutenant Governor. Nature. I would like to encourage youngsters to take this opportunity provided by these platforms. They can look forward to a happy combination of a great cause and a great career. Dear students, one of the key aims of the new education policy is to place more emphasis on vocational education. In this area too, the University of Kashmir has been successful in offering skill development certificates and degree level courses. Through its Directorate of Lifelong Learning and Deen Dayal Upadhyay Kaushal Kendra, learning is provided in diversified sectors such as automobiles, textile, agriculture and horticulture for realization of God. Hinduism and Buddhism flourished here, as did Islam and Sikhism after it arrived here in later centuries. Kashmir is also the meeting point of various cultures. In medieval times, it was of course Lal Ded who showed the way to bring together various spiritual traditions. In the works of Laleshwari, you can see how Kashmir provides the very template itself of communal harmony and peaceful coexistence. This is also reflected in all aspects of life here, in folk arts and festivals, in food and dress. The core nature of the place has always been inclusive. Almost all religions that came to this land embraced a unique feature of Kashmiriyat that shunned orthodoxy and encouraged tolerance and mutual acceptance among communities. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to urge upon the younger generation of Kashmir to learn from their rich legacy. They have every reason to know that Kashmir has always been a beacon of hope for the rest of India. Its spiritual and cultural influence has its imprint all across India. It was most unfortunate that this outstanding tradition of peaceful coexistence was broken. Violence, which was never part of Kashmiriyat, became the daily reality. It is alien to Kashmiri culture, and it can only be termed as an aberration, a temporary one, much like a virus that attacks the body and needs to be purged. Now there is a new beginning and determined efforts to regain this land's lost glory. Ladies and gentlemen, democracy, I firmly believe, has within it a capacity to reconcile all differences and also a capacity to bring out the best of citizens' potential. Kashmir, happily, is already realizing this vision. Democracy lets you build your own future, a peaceful and prosperous tomorrow. The youth and women especially have high stakes in it, and I am sure they will not let go of this opportunity